So, yeah, I'm pretty fucking pissed right now. I just made a whole video talking about all the fucking UFC upcoming cards. And I sit down, I'm watching YouTube on my computer, just eating, and then I open Twitter. Yair Rodriguez is out of his Noche UFC main event with John Silva on September 12th. Cut him now! Cut this motherfucker! Send him to MVPFL right now. Bro, he hasn't fought since April 2025. John Silva has fought twice since then. Probably will fight somebody in the main event now on the third fight. I'm so fucking mad. This Yair Rodriguez is so fucking annoying. He might be worse. He might actually be more affiliated with Israel than John Silva is. I am done with this motherfucker. You start a beef with Diego Lopez, then when the fight makes sense, you don't accept it. You don't try to make it. You don't do anything. You gotta win off Patricio Pitbull and thought you deserved a title shot. Now you just pulled out of a #1 contender fight pretty much, even though you didn't deserve it. Fuck you. Fuck you. I actually despise this dude. He is right next to Ian Gary on the, hate list. I hate, like, this guy is such a fucking, like, dweeb, bro. He's a dweeb. He's like Michael Chandler, bro. Like, come on. It's just like, bro, this card was good too. Like, nah, I'll go over it again. But like, I just made this video too. Alexa Grasso, Non Furia. Yeah, it's a fight. Grasso had a great performance in her last match. I expect her to maybe she's gonna have a. It's not gonna be as easy versus Furia, but it should be a fun women's fight. Moreno Morales, uh Moreno is coming off 2 losses. He hasn't looked that good. Morales coming off tough has looked really good. I think he's probably gonna get the win. I think he's gonna pull off, the upset, I guess, whatever, if you want to call it that. But I mean, they're like the same age. It's not like Moreno's old or anything. It's just, man, he's had a rough past 2 fights. Maybe he goes on like a Peter Yan run, gets the win, and goes on like a title run. But I just don't see it happening. Waldo Cortez, Curtis Blades. I think Waldo's gonna chin Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades took a lot of damage his last fight. Waldo has insane power, so I don't know. I just see Waldo getting it done. Moving on to the prelims. Oh no, this is still the main card. Tim Elliott, Edgar Chairez. Tim Elliott is tricky. He's gonna flip his hair and everything. He's gonna be awkward on the feet, but I think Edgar Chairez is gonna win this. Tim Elliott just lost to Steve Erceg. I think Edgar Chairez is the current better fighter, just gonna get it done. Dan Ige is coming off 2 losses at featherweight. Now he's at bantamweight. Does he really deserve a undefeated bantamweight? Like, I want to say prospect. I think he's past prospect now, but he's undefeated in the UFC, not his career, but the UFC. 3-0 so far. Yeah, I just don't agree with that. Not much to say about Regina Tarine. Ignacio Bahamondes making his 170 debut. I think he's gonna fill in really well to the weight, maybe be more powerful, still super skilled. He has to be careful with the King of Kung Fu, but I still think he gets the win. I think Tommy Gant is gonna win by however he wants to. This dude is actually a beast. I think he's gonna be ranked very soon, and yeah, I'm excited to see how his career plays out. Martin Rahiki versus Tommy Gunn. So this fight is a banger. I gotta go Freaky Rahiki. Freaky Rahiki, he's gonna, maybe he gets pressured, maybe he gets walked down, but he's gonna actually throw hard. And yeah, Montez dropped McMillan, bro. Rahiki's gonna do worse and that like he's gonna actually finish him if he gets the chance to drop him. Rafa Garcia Rongju's a fun matchup. I'm a fan of Rongju. Rodrigo Vera, he's one win in the UFC so far, and Ramiro Jimenez just made his debut on. My bad. He's making his debut, but he just fought on the Contender Series last night, which was, if you didn't get a chance to watch, go watch all the fights. It was a really good card, especially that main event, bro. Well, the first fight was the best fight of the night, but the main event, Namo Fazil getting knocked out by the Brazilian dude, it was crazy. But and then Gaston pulled out against Belgarui. Still think Belgarui beats Jordan Santos. So yeah, but I'm fucking pissed right now. Yair, you are a bitch. I don't like you. I don't know what I gotta know the reason for it. Maybe something tragic happened. But like, bro, you can't be pulling out of this, bro. Like, unless you like broke your entire leg or something. This fight's like a little less than a month out. Like, you don't have time to recover a little injury or something. Like, I don't know. It's just, man, this dude doesn't deserve anything, bro. He should be fed to like Jose Delgado in his next fight. He should be unranked. He shouldn't ever touch a number one contender fight again. Hey, so I was in the middle of editing the current video you'll be watching, and as I said, Jose Delgado should get Yair whenever that happens. Look who stepped in for the main event. This is actually a banger fight, bro. I'm actually fucking mad excited for this. Obviously Delgado doesn't like deserve this high of a jump, but he is it's a short notice fight. You take the opportunity when you get it, and I'm surprised, John Silva, like, he's technically one win away from the title shot. Do they still give him off a win off Delgado? Does Delgado find a way? I don't know. This is a really fun fight. I actually, bro, I hate Yair Rodriguez so much that I like this fight more than the Yair fight. Like, I don't know. And I just seen some freaking dweeb. Let me find him in the comments. Yeah, so let me just put this on the screen. Look at this dweeb. Brain dead move. Makes no sense at all. Laughing, crying. Just went live and death with touchy feely. Not life and death, live and death. And then this dude says, it's a short notice fight, limited options for replacement. And yeah, I'm gonna like this dude's comment. I agree with him. It's a short notice fight. You're not gonna get a big fight like that on short notice. Tommy McMillan is staring us in the face. Yeah, I just wanted to add this in, but yeah, Jose Delgado, John Silva, fun fight. I like it. I'm excited for it. All right, moving on to the upcoming cards. I'll just go through my picks real quick for this weekend. I got Fluffy, Vitrino, RDR, Mason Jones, Carly Judice, Anthony Went, Larion Douglas, Shamil, Chris Padilla, Barbosa, Dorsainville, McVeigh, and Chanel Dyer. This is actually a really good card. I'm not upset with it at all. It's got some nice bangers, like Barbosa is exciting, Chris Padilla, Shamil carrying the card, Larion Douglas, Anthony Wayne, both gonna get finishes. And then like Mason Jones. I mean, this fight's okay. Same with this one. And then the main event is actually really solid. So I'm pretty excited for the upcoming cards. So, we just went over the Noche. It's like annoying as hell that Yair pulled out. But yeah, like Song Yudong versus Umar it's a pretty fun card. There's some good fights on it. Dan Hooker versus Parnasse. Alex Sola for SCM's on that card. It's to name a matchup. It's got some banger fights, and we get that and Noche back to back. I went over Van Pantoja in the last video. Rowney Barcelos versus Raul Rosas is pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie, for a mid event, I don't like that at all. Buckley versus Mallet. That's a banger. I'm not gonna lie. Mike Malott, bro, he's got to be in my top 5 favorite fighters right now to watch. And you know that Canadian crowd is gonna go crazy. Um, trust me. Then Bonfim and Brady. That's a okay matchup. I think Brady's gonna probably sub him, but I don't know. We'll find out. So first off, I want to go over UFC 332, some of the fights that got announced. So yeah, Court McGee, Eric Nolan. It's a fight on the prelims. Moving on, Damian Pinos, Puliev. Puliev took a Teba decision. If Pinos goes and KOs him, what does that say about Ateba? You couldn't finish him. I could. Am I better? I don't know. I'm just saying. Alden Correa versus Imanol Rodriguez is a fun prospect matchup. I think Alden Correa would probably take that. Roman Kopylov, Ateba Gaudier. So just walking me here. Robocop couldn't finish Kopylov. Costa couldn't finish Kopylov. Fluffy did, but it was by submission. We know Ateba's probably not going to submit him. So Ateba's probably not going to get a finish here. Is he going to win by decision? I don't know. I think Kopylov can really attack his body well, slow him down. He has really good kicks, and I don't know. I just don't see a world where Ateba can win this. I mean, obviously he can land one shot and it could be over, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of this is a big step up in competition. Kopylov's been in big fights before. I just think he's gonna take it. And then moving on to Johnny Walker McParkin. So I was thinking about this. Let me build a dream card for January 2027. You're probably like, what the fuck? That's not even the video. Like, that wasn't in the time. Just shut up. Caio Borralho, Bo Nickel to open the card. Rufy versus John Silva at 155 because they have beef. Charles Oliveira versus Diego Lopez, Brazil versus Brazil. That's 2 Brazil matchups back to back. Then in the co-main, Islam Makhachev, Carlos Pras for the welterweight title. You're probably like, co-main? What the fuck? Bro. Johnny Walker, Walter Walker main event. Loser leaves the UFC. There can only be one Walker brother in the UFC. And Johnny Walker is going to call him out after this fight, and it's going to be made in January 2027 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. You heard it here first, bro. So anyone's like thinks of that or tries to claim that, just know that I made it up. Okay, Marvin Vittori. Yeah. Peyton Talbot and Figueroa. Peyton Talbot's gonna win this fight by at least round 2 knockout. He is faster, bigger, more powerful. Honestly, at this point, I think he might have better wrestling. Yeah, it's Figueroa's old. He's on a huge decline, and I just don't see a world where he beats Peyton Talbot unless it's by some. I mean, he can land a shot. Yeah, just rocks Talbot. Talbot is hittable. And then just like try to jump on and find a submission or something. But man, Talbot's got 10 years on him, man. I just think the younger fighter wins here. It's simple as that. And when Talbot wins, bro, we're all getting matching bleach tattoos in the middle of our chest, like, and the leg tattoo. And we're all gonna go to his debut show. Alright, moving on to UFC 333. Volk Evloev and Peter Yan Merab. So starting off on I don't know if this is the full card yet. Maybe they're gonna add like 2 more fights, but Grant Dawson versus Aliev. It's gonna be a pretty boring fight, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna probably be super bored and be like, bro, this card might actually be ass. And then we're gonna move on to Yakiyev, who's gonna finish Nikita Krylov in 30 seconds, and you're gonna be super hype. You know, he was in my prospect video. And then moving on to Cam Ralston, he was also in my prospect video, and I think he's gonna beat Abus Magomedov. Cam Ralston, he has good tools everywhere, on the ground, on the feet, uses his knees really well. I'm a big fan of Cam Ralston. I think he's gonna be ranked. If you want to know more like detailed, like I go over both Yair and Cam Ralston more in that video. Then moving on, Mirzakhanov and Red. I think Mirzakhanov's gonna KO Dominic Reyes. I think he's had a bad night versus Costa, but before that he was looking like a world beater. We were saying like this dude's gonna fight for the title, and even some people thought he was gonna win it. So I mean, I think he still has the potential to do that. It's just he got dominated by Paulo Costa. I think Dom Reyes has a glass chin. I think if he wins this, it has to be by decision. I don't know if he's gonna KO Mirzakhanov like Costa did. So I don't know. Moving on, Arnold Allen, Aaron Pico. Arnold Allen is going to win this fight by decision 29-28. It's going to be a close fight. Both fighters are going to have their moments. I think Arnold Allen has been in the cage with Holloway, Evloev, John Silva. You know, John Silva fight was like razor close. You know, Pico looked great in his last fight. He also fought Patricio Pitbull. So, what's that really saying? I still think Pico's good. I just don't think he's gonna beat Arnold Allen. Moving on, Rizvan Kuniev, Alexander Volkov. I think Rizvan Kuniev is gonna win. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak. Jalton Almeida, Tyro Fortune. I think he also, there's an argument he beat Curtis Blades too. So, but if he won that, we would have been here a lot sooner. But I think it's good he got a couple more fights under his belt, and now this is a step up for sure in comp, but I don't think Volkov is still like that same, like he's not that good anymore. If you watch his last fight, you're kind of just like, what is he doing, man? He didn't look good at all. Versus Waldo, I don't know. I just don't think he's like, and if he wins, like nobody wants to actually see him fight for a title. It's just like he's not a threat to anybody. And I think Kuniev, if he really is that good, he's gonna make easy work of Volkov, like the top guys, would do. Besides Sirogan, who lost that fight against him. But yeah. Moving on to Loney Kavanaugh and Temirov. I think Temirov's gonna catch Loney Kavanaugh, and it sucks because I really love Loney Kavanaugh's style. But man, we've seen him get cracked, and we've seen him get hit by some really big shots, and I think besides Cop, this guy is the most powerful flyweight I've ever seen. Like this dude has insane power, and I thought his brother would be like similar. I don't know. I never watched his brother fight before until last week. I was watching Ryzen, and his brother lost. But yeah, that has nothing to do with the fight. I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, I think Temirov finds a KO in round 1. If not, I think Loney Kavanaugh could win a decision, but it'll be fun to see. Now, moving on to Peter Yan, Merab Dvalishvili. I think Peter Yan is going to have a similar performance. Maybe Merab has a little more moments, like he actually has rested, gotten his time to recover. But just hear me out. Yan has good enough wrestling to keep up with Merab's wrestling. Even if you want to say Merab's a better wrestler, sure. But Peter Yan can still defend and utilize his own offensive wrestling. His striking is elite. It's way better than Merab. It's like miles better than Merab. He's smarter. He keeps you guessing with switching stances all the time. It's just that jab is lethal. He's gonna definitely target the body again, and then let's say he gets that body kick and Merab's like keeping his hands lower to protect that he could find a head kick. I just don't see a world where Merab wins in this trilogy. I think Yan ties the knot on it and he goes and fights Sean O'Malley. We all low-key want to see that rematch because the first fight was razor close. Peter Yan arguably, I mean, not even arguably, like you could, if you told me Peter Yan won that, I'd agree with you. Um, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see because they both dominated each other in what's it called? In like Marab dominated the first fight, Peter Yan dominated the second fight. Is it gonna be a repeat? One person dominates the other, or is it gonna be like a war? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But moving on to the main event, Volk Evloev, Masfar's 20-0, beat Aljo, Lerone Murphy. Volk, he beat Diego Lopez twice. He looked, the first fight was a little better than the second one. He still looks like he's got it. He's, and I want everybody to go watch the Islam Makhachev Volk 1 fight. Go watch that. Watch all the wrestling, grappling encounters. Let me just say something about that. That fight is one of the greatest fights ever, even though Volk lost 4-1. It was so good, and they both had their crazy moments. The crowd was crazy. It was just, that's like prime DBZ Goku versus Frieza. It was just that was such a good fight. I watch that at least every 6 months. And Volk, let's say he beats Masvidal Evloev, I think he actually passes GSP on the GOAT list. So I think it would be Islam, John Jones, Volkanovski. Volk only lost at featherweight to Ilya Topuria, who is, that's not a bad loss, bro. If you look at Ilya, he's one of the best, like arguably the best current fighter under 30. I don't know. I have to really think about that. I think he is though. And that being said, I'm going Masvidal Evloev. Probably like, what the fuck? You just dived to Volk and now you're picking Masvidal? Yeah, I'm picking Masvidal because I think Aljo is, if you could beat Aljo in grappling, straight grappling, bro, like you're a top 5 grappler at least in the UFC right now. And I don't think, Volk, I don't know, we haven't seen his like takedown defense tested in a while. I mean, I'm sure it's still okay. I don't know if it's like elite still though. I could be wrong, but I don't know. And Masvidal has some power on the feet. Like he could just land one nice shot and take Volk down and just have his way with him. But yeah, man, I mean, it might be a hot take. Yeah, a lot of people think Volk is gonna win. I might change my prediction closer to fight week. It's a few months away, but yeah, nah, this is all my thoughts, how I feel, some predictions on the upcoming cards. Let me know if you disagree, agree, and yeah.